Hello, my absolutely beautiful Taurus friends, and welcome to your horoscope for September of 2021, where Taurus this month, we have got a ton of retrograde energy going on, especially in those outer planets. Mercury is also going to join that retrograde. So I do feel like as we're traveling here through September, it is a nice indicator that instead of having all of this external energy continuing to come at us and we have to shift and we have to change, we're actually granted an opportunity to find solutions to some of these things, some of the external crises, some of the external things that have come into our lives, and we're able to create some shift with that. I also really love this Mercury retrograde that's coming up for us this month because it gives us an opportunity in the energy of Libra to go back over and to relook at plans and consider how we are in fact in relation to those things. And I think that is nothing but good for us. So you're going to see Taurus as we're coming into the month. It's still very pleasure filled. There's a lot of fifth house, kids, pleasurable kind of energy. And as we get mid-month, we'll start to transition to some of this sixth house energy, which is phenomenal for getting little things done, all of the mundane things. So you've got some energy and support for that this month. Now, before we jump into this forecast, if you wouldn't mind liking this video, comment, share, subscribing, if, of course, you are into astrology things. And you may not even know if you like this video yet, but I feel good about it by the time we get to the end. So if you push the like, and you don't like it, you can take it back at the end, okay? So like this video, comment, share, subscribe. If you haven't caught up on your classes in the YouTube Academy, make sure you check them out in the Kickstarter YouTube Academy playlist. We get back in class and back in session on August 30th, okay? All right, let's jump in and see what is going on. So as you can see, when we come in and we first take a look at the chart and we see kind of what's going on energetically, you can see that we've got a lot of planets towards the top of the chart. So when we do that hemisphere analysis, we know that there's still plenty going on in public, in our public spaces, and we're reconsidering those. Outer planets are retrograding. They're looking at Taurus. Who and how do you show up in the world, and where is your space out in a very public energy? So these are things that are on the table for reconsideration for some of you. It may be work, it may be the job, it may be career, it may be your title in what you are in the world, a mom, a wife, a husband, a mechanic, whatever it is that the title may be. You may be doing a little bit of soul searching in these areas, and now the energies as they come from the bottom of the chart with the rest of the personal transits may be bringing you some influence into considering some solutions there. But before we start to talk about what else is going on with the transit movement, I do want to make you aware that as of the 6th, we're going to see Mercury step into its pre-retrograde shadow time. This is when Mercury begins to slow down to get ready to station retrograde before it does that whole retrograde path. Now, at the pre-retrograde shadow, we're going to see Mercury start to slow down at 10 degrees. And as Mercury slows at that 10 degrees, I want you to start being mindful or calling into your consciousness what's coming to your attention that you're looking back over at this 10 degrees, what's becoming a piece of your awareness. Because Mercury will continue to move forward all the way until 25 degrees, which is where it will station retrograde. So in your personal chart, look between 10 and 25 degrees of Mercury in Libra and see what's happening. Do you have points, planets, placements, angles there? Because this will be what is a part of your review section. Then after Mercury stations retrograde, it will come direct when we get until October, and it will have its post-retrograde shadow time, which will end and end the entire retrograde cycle for Mercury by November 2nd. We'll be doing plenty of talking about that on this channel, okay? Now, also on the 6th, we've got a new moon happening in the energy of Virgo at 14 degrees and 38 minutes. So you want to locate that in your personal chart as well. And if you don't have a chart, go to astro.com, Cafe Astrology. You can come get one from me. Do what you need to do to have your personal chart, okay? But a new moon is where we're going to plant our seeds of intention to begin something new. The something new we want to begin will have these Virgo qualities. So in your 5th house, which is children, play, joy, self-expression, speculation, taking a risk. So my athletes, my stockbrokers out there, my stock speculators, if you're one of those as well, this is an energy that we're talking about for you, but it's wherever you're going to take a little bit of a risk and starting something, conception of something, whether that be people or businesses, also falls into the 5th house. So as you're planting your seeds of intention in Virgo, and it is wonderfully connected to Uranus, have you just needed a little kaboom to get in here to get you motivated to move in this area, to get organized, to see this area of your life and start to take actions that allow you to be of service, to really have the fullness of the sacred discernment that this moon will bring to the table, which is really a lot about making sure that you make your joy, make sure that you make this area of your life a priority, because then it will organize and begin to work out. So I do still think at even the time of this new moon, it is a wonderful time for you if you needed to take a vacation or just do something, Taurus, that is pleasure filled for you. That's a lovely energy to be able to do that, but definitely expect to see some solutions over this next 4 weeks as Uranus puts a little in on this, okay? As we get to the 10th, we are going to see Venus, your ruling planet, step into the energy of Scorpio. Now, because it moves into the energy of Scorpio, it moves into the 7th house space. So it's right across the street, right? So Venus brings in the energy of lighting up relationships. The 7th house is conscious, chosen, one-on-one relationships. So the relationships in your life you know of, right? You know of the relationship with your partner. You know of the relationship of you with you. You know of the relationship with your open enemies as well. So this is a pretty dynamic energy as Venus comes here. But as Venus does come, it's still Venus, even though she's considered to be in detriment in the energy of Scorpio. Venus wants to bring a harmony, wants to bring salve, wants to bring something good to this particular area. So if you've been coupled up, or you have a business partner, or you've had something going on in a partnership arena that does need some healing, needs some harmony, some equilibrium brought to it, then I think that Venus does that. But the way that Venus will do it in Scorpio is like a Scorpio, will be by getting down to brass tacks. What is really going on here? What was the root of the issue in the first place? So whatever it is, Venus will deepen into the energy of Scorpio. And I can say too that I think if there are situations that not everybody at the table is ready to heal, you could honestly find the love or find the harmony, feeling a little bit like a power struggle. And that's just the nature of being in Scorpio. As you're trying to get to the root, you're trying to get deeper. Sometimes it can come off like that, absolutely. But whatever is happening, there is transformation available in this 7th house arena for you. So think transformation in my relationships. Deep transformation in my relationships, okay? When we get to the 14th, we're going to see Mars now move into the energy of Libra. And this becomes an interesting dynamic of energy because we've got Mars, the ruler of Scorpio, in Libra, who is ruled by Venus. So we've got planets here in a mutual reception. So while typically Venus is less comfortable in Scorpio because it is in detriment, and we see Mars being in detriment in Libra as well, it's almost like it gives them the dynamic to say, typically we're pretty uncomfortable in these placements, but you're in my house, I'm in yours, we can figure a little something out, right? So it creates a little bit more of an ease and not so much of the tension. But as Mars moves into the energy of Libra, now we are motivated by equilibrium. We are motivated by justice. We are motivated by multitasking as well. Mars moves into an air energy, and Mars doesn't always like to multitask, but you may find yourself doing that in this particular season while Mars is traveling here. Now, moving into the energy of Libra, as you can see, lights up this 6th house space for you. This is the place where it's taking action in the mundane things, everyday life, your daily routine, your schedule, your fitness, in your health, and your dietary routines, anything that you have routine around. I love Mars here for you with Venus up there in Scorpio. If you're looking for a job, if you're looking for a scholarship, if you are looking for help in some way, shape, or form, this is actually going to be really good and helpful for you. Now, I will say, because Mercury is in its pre-retrograde shadow, so it is slowed down, things are not always super clear. Okay, so it's almost as in this pre-retrograde shadow time, things start to behave slightly like we're already in a Mercury retrograde. So whatever information that's happening between you and your relations, whatever information you're gathering in your daily routine, I would tell you to just look over the details more than once so that you can make sure you have a real handle on what is in front of you, right? What you see is what you get, that kind of thing. But I also think that it is important here with Mars in Libra, that you give people a chance to see you for who you are as well, right? Make sure that you're presenting the realist thing that you've got to offer, okay? As we get to the 20th of the month, we are going to see a full moon happening in Pisces, and this is going to be at 28 degrees of Pisces. So locate that, of course, in your chart. The full moon says that something needs to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted. Now, this is lighting up your 11th house space, Taurus, in the general. So in the 11th house, we've got friends, social groupings, things we're connected to in groups. Social media lives in the 11th house as well. But the other things that I think of are long-range plans, goals, and designs. Taurus, as this full moon in Pisces is lighting up this 11th house for you, have your ideals in this last year changed, and what you want for your long-range plans is really different, you know, in how you are presenting yourself out in the world, the group alignments, the friendship alignments that you have. Is there space now for adjustment because you've assimilated some different ideas about yourself? Pisces is a dissolving energy typically, right, ruled by Neptune, Jupiter. It can also be a place where truly in that social media space, in your friendship space, if something is not an appropriate alignment anymore, it may begin to dissolve out. So I think it's an interesting energy. I will be interested to hear in the comment section how your relationships in general are changing and shifting for you this month, Taurus, because there's definitely this feel about it. Now, if you happen to be one of my Tauran friends who is acting or doing roles that move you in between the worlds, this could actually bring an acting job or something like that to your table from this particular full moon. So watch that over the next 4 weeks, okay? As we get to the 22nd, we're going to see the sun enter into the energy of Libra, bringing light, heat, life, and vitality. Libra is ruled by Venus also, so you do have a little bit of semblance there, even though you're Earth and this is air. There is kind of a, like, you know, a sisterhood of the traveling pants, like a little bit of a connection here. But this sun moving into the 6th house, now we've got Mars up here as well. We've got Mercury here as well. So it is an energy where you are motivated now to take care of those daily routines, being having energy given to you to be inside of your fitness routines or your wellness routines, whatever you need to do to be making yourself healthy there. If you happen to be a caretaker of someone, you know, maybe you're taking care of a parent or you're taking care of a child or something like that, this also brings a little bit of motivation to the table with Mercury getting ready to retrograde in this Libra energy, in this daily routine or the mundane things. If a system or a routine is not working, you'll be quite motivated to find a solution. Now, one other thing I want to offer you, Taurus, as a fellow fixed sign, when we have this point of the season where the 6th house, the routine, comes under question, I think it's very important for the Tauran energy to try this activity. I want you to ask yourself every day for 1 week with the things that you're doing in your life, if I were to fall off of this planet tomorrow, last day on Earth, would I be satisfied and fulfilled with doing this? Because Taurus, you can hold on to a particular position for too long. And if the answer over too many days is no, this doesn't work, I don't like it, I wouldn't be doing this, it's time to look for a new arrangement and grab the responsibility of that. Start to even gather some new ideas how you can make this daily routine a little bit more fulfilling, okay? Now, as we close out this month and we get to the 27th, we're going to see Mercury take that retrograde in the energy of Libra at 25 degrees. So now this 6th house gets this reevaluation. And I think for some people too, if you put out a resume or you were like bidding for a scholarship, a freelance job, is something, a promotion even at work, and it's like you didn't hear about it before or you didn't get to take advantage of it before, some opportunities you could find are coming back into this particular area. And this, if this happens to be an arena for you where you're finding, Taurus, that a previous anxiety or something that was really keeping you up at night or running through your mind comes back to the table because Libra is air, this is a phenomenal time for you to get to the root, get some help with getting that processed out so that you can go ahead and move free and move on, especially as the full retrograde cycle ends, okay? All right, my absolutely beautiful friends, I hope that you have a gorgeous month. It's not going to be the most comfortable month for everybody. It's not going to be the most uncomfortable month for everybody. It really comes down to how things are manifesting in your world, and also the way that you are showing up and participating. What actions are you taking to produce an environment that you would like in your own world? And so those are things I want you to take with you and keep in mind as you listen to this horoscope and you move forward through September, okay? All right, my beautiful friends, like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I love you a ton, and I'll see you next month. Bye, everybody.